Weather Rate, sponsored by AC Designs.
Distract the whole newsroom.
Good afternoon and welcome in. We are live, Lou.
There's a gnat. And I almost breathed it in to my lungs.
Are you okay?
Yeah, well.
Wash it down with some coffee.
Coffee will wash it down. It avoided my eyes, but man, it's right here. So if you see me swatting, you know why. I think it followed me in though. How we doing, everybody? We got Ross, and I'm Lou, and there's Lee. We got a 3-person Weather Watchers Monday. That's awesome stuff, and a lot to get to. I know we got a busy scene out there. Rain chances. We had measurable rainfall today.
Measurable rainfall. Round of applause for that. 600ths of an inch so far.
600ths of
So
an inch.
far.
Just enough to wet the sidewalk.
Yep, that's about all it would do.
A couple sprinkles on the windshield.
But it counts, and it's been a minute.
Been a hot minute
since we've done that.
I don't know, has anyone looked at any? I know that we were having one of our driest starts to September that we've had in years. Are we still on that path, on that record?
Yeah.
We were top 5 there.
Still top 5.
Top five, baby. Let's go. You know, we need it. This is the wet season. We need the rain, and I got a feeling we'll have some chances to catch up here over the next 10 days. So let's take it away. Ross, what are we starting with?
Yeah, so we got some sat rat up here just to show some of those showers that we had out there earlier today. Most of them were along our coastal areas initially. That's why the airport up at the Jacksonville International Airport did see some rain. Most of those have started to not only subside a little bit, but also begin to spread further westward out towards I-75. You got that northeast breeze blowing in. So a few just kind of isolated showers out there, but most of us have a pretty dry, start to the work week out there. Looking good out of Fort Caroline. You can see the clouds.
Beautiful.
But not a whole lot to be concerned about, at least with regards to rain chances. Now, some spots that haven't seen the rain are very warm. It's quite humid out there. I don't have the dew points in here, but it is much muggier than we experienced most of last week. But for our coastal areas, temperatures were actually a little bit cooler, especially for folks across coastal southeast Georgia. You got 81 in Brunswick, 82 in St. Simon's Island. So in contrast to that, Lee's old stomping grounds down in the swamp. A balmy 93.
They're used to it. They're fine.
We get to talk football with Lee in a minute. I'm very excited.
Oh, no.
Dew points in the 70s. I was just looking. So essentially across the board, we're in those low 70s. So yeah, a little steamy. And earlier, most of it just rain that we had earlier in those spots that had it. But Brunswick getting hit with kind of some a little robust thunderstorm.
Yeah, like 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts.
Yeah, it came on and had some rumbles of thunder there along Highway 17. The Sidney Lanier Bridge kind of like squared up with it. So certainly had a quick round of thunder for them. And
was that your nickname back in the fraternity days?
Sidney Lanier?
No, Rumbles of Thunder.
Rumbles of Thunder.
No. That would actually maybe be even more interesting.
Rumbles.
Was it Sidney Lanier?
No, it was not.
Okay. Huh.
Wow. Yeah, no, that's a long story for another day, the nickname. But Rumbles of Thunder is what we'll just call it Rumbles.
Yeah, old Rumbles.
Old Rumbles is rumbling around again.
Rumble Stiltskin.
Still breezy out at the beach primarily.
I feel like that's what you say when you're like, Ross, please advance the graphics already.
Still breezy.
That's what I was exactly thinking. He wants you to fast forward.
Yeah. Luke gets a little...
here's what Lee was talking about.
Yes.
Here we go.
Jump the gun. Oh, look at the 3-box we got here. I'm looking over at the screen right now.
It's awesome to get 3 going, and I'll just lean up.
Making us all sit up straight.
Yeah. We all stopped slouching.
We got to change the Monday.
Yeah.
With 600s. We'll just wait and see, later in the afternoon. But yeah, so almost, we're getting close to that almost 5 inches below where we should be. And that's a pretty good deficit. So we'll have to watch our drought monitor, watch our fire condition. But with how humid it's been, it's a little bit on the lower side even with the wind.
What I mean, if you just look at this, right,
Wow.
Besides Flagler County, everywhere has seen below average or below normal percentage of rainfall here over at least the last month, especially out towards the Suwannee, the Okefenokee. I mean, you head up toward Pierce, Brantley, even northern Ware County, even, northern Glenn County as well. I mean, that's less than 2% of their normal, rainfall over a 30-day span. So things are very, very dry. I think I got the drought monitor in here.
Oh, thanks.
There we go.
Yeah, so, you actually do have those moderate drought conditions beginning to pop up out towards, Suwannee, Clinch County, out towards the northern Columbia. So, we do desperately need the rain out there.
We don't want it from the tropics, of course, but I wonder, Lou, you've been here for quite some time, just thinking about past Septembers. Do you have a comparison from where we are now to?
No, the dry. No, usually you're right. It's if not, from the direct impacts of something landfalling in the state of Florida, at least there's enough tropical moisture in the PWAT's up to where we're getting daily rain. Right, or at least the opportunity for some showers and thunderstorms. We're still in that kind of season of afternoon showers. We're kind of used to that, but that's certainly not been the case. So yeah, a very unusual. Hence the top 5. Driest September, and having been here a long time, I think you got to go back. I mean, sometimes you're going to go back to like the 60s and 70s, and I'm not that old, so I can't compare it, Lee. I mean, which may be deceptive.
You're not that old?
Not that old.
The gray hair in his beard would say otherwise, Lee.
I just hit the just for men, by the way. Rain coverage is interesting, though, as we get later in the week and into the weekend. Let's see what a front does for us. It has been the season of getting the front dipping down. We've had a good bit of that, those unseasonable fronts, and troughs coming in. So we'll see if it helps. All it's been doing really is actually less of the fronts that bring rain and more that just usher in dry air. So we've had
as of late at least.
As of late.
And balance any rainmakers from the Atlantic away from us too, and kind of push them, clear them out.
Look at this, a Category 4.
Oh man, that's a 5 o'clock advisory.
Yeah, it just came out.
Just coming out. So I mean, that's new. At noon we were talking about a Category 3 hurricane. It's Gabrielle strengthening with those 140 mile an hour winds, just skirting past Bermuda. Talking about dodging a bullet.
Yeah, I think I do have a close up of where. Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
look at that monster. That is crazy.
And probably a pretty nice day in Bermuda, actually. I mean, all things considered, breezy, certainly, but just on that edge where maybe there's getting some subsidence, and you see the cloud shield right there. It's just, again, couldn't be skirting it anymore, and but that is a buzzsaw. Gabrielle became a buzzsaw, and talk about the things it's had to overcome. Not the most favorable conditions from the beginning, but it's run into them. And so you can kind of learn from this and see, where the most unstable environment is right now. And it's certainly get a little bit north of the Bahamas, and it can spin something up.
And we do have the potential for that here over, the next, 7 days, even beyond that perhaps. This is just the latest spaghetti models on Gabrielle. Nothing
kind
really
of heading
surprising
towards
there.
the Azores, though. So those areas will have to watch it next.
Good point.
For sure. So what, Lee? We'll all kind of chime in on this, I think, but it's a busy map. We've had a quiet, the peak, so to speak, of the hurricane season. Well, we've reached it, with September 10 coming and going. We're still in that. September still a very busy month. October, early November. Just your takeaways on these two spots.
So the high chance, I'm locally not concerned. I think a lot of these models have kept it curving out, maybe following a path like Gabrielle. I think Bermuda, once again, has to stay on guard and watch that system. But that other one, that medium chance, we're going to watch it closely. I think the only thing I feel comfortable saying is that it's going to continue to move to the west-northwest, bring some rain and some breezy conditions to the Leeward Islands tonight into tomorrow, work its way towards the Bahamas. Not saying it's going to impact the Bahamas, but when it's at least nearing the Bahamas, it could potentially become a tropical depression. And then, guys, I know we've all been looking at these models, but there's a lot of inconsistency beyond that when it starts to move north, what it's going to do. I think we need to find that closed, low center of circulation to really get a grip and have the models get a grip on this system. What are you guys thinking?
Ross?
Yeah, I guess I agree with everything Lee just said. My maybe biggest question with this is there are two areas that are rather close together, and they're kind of taking very similar, almost parallel tracks. Does one form over the other, or do both, end up forming and developing?
Yeah.
I think is perhaps the biggest question. Now, I know they can, sometimes form in back-to-back trains, so to speak, but I do feel like they are in a fairly close proximity there.
They are.
That they're going to be trying to use up the same moisture in the atmosphere, the same heat and energy in the, the ocean itself. So,
Which is why I've got my eye really on the area with that 50% chance, that medium risk, the system that is a little bit further to the west, a little closer to the Lesser Antilles, and nothing I'm going to say is different from what Ross and Lee just said. I just want to hammer home time. So you notice this, the medium chance within the next 7 days. This is one that primarily we're gonna kind of hone in on over the next 7 days. The timetable would be about a week. So today might be in the 22nd. I think by the time we get to the 27th and 8th, we're going to have a really good, we'll have a really good idea before, but 27th, 28th is when we can start to get some sort of resolution with this. And so I've marked this as A and B. So don't let those lettering really confuse you. That's not a Hurricane Center piece of information. That's a Lou Turner A and B. So B would be the European model picking up on that system that's got the high risk. Okay,
Yep.
So that's the one that we're all fairly confident, and as confident as you can be this far out, that it's going to make that more northern turn, and the east coast of the United States doesn't have to worry about as much. You can see the European model picking up on it pretty well. GFS isn't. Okay, maybe hinting at some of that energy being taken away by the letter A that I've notated there, by that system that's in that medium risk that's going to form perhaps closer to the Bahamas. Now, GFS picks it up fairly well. What you're not seeing is that concentric circle, that bullseye look for the letter A from the European model. And that hints at what Lee was saying, is that there just has not been enough consistency yet. This would be the 29th. So we're talking about a week from today. We're talking about Monday. Before, again, we've got a true resolution, which means between now and Monday, we need to be checking in pretty frequently, pretty regularly on the tropics. So with that in mind, we are going to take a short break. We're going to resolve this and kind of wrap up our tropics talk, get back more into local forecasting, and some sports too. We've got to get into that and bring Lee in on Talk Gator football. We'll be right back. Hey, and we're back. Short break, I promised. So let's carry on. We kind of brought the tropics more or less to a resolution, and the long story short there is keep checking back, because the system that's closer to the Lesser Antilles and may develop near the Bahamas will need to be watched daily. So
Yeah.
and as soon as Hurricane Center classifies these as invests, which at last check they had not, right? So,
Yeah, they had not.
we're seeing ensemble runs with it, but not specific, keyed in model runs for these systems yet. So we'll have really good ideas once that happens.
Toby, you want to pull graphics? I honestly don't know what's next.
Oh, it's a wild card.
Okay.
There we go. There's a model comparison. A
yeah,
and B. There goes B. And that's the storm we were more confident will continue to trend more towards the north and away.
I think that's it that I have on the tropics. Oh, no, I had
Oh.
a little bit more.
Well, this is so we look ahead to Saturday, Sunday, and I know we were kind of debating,
Yeah.
rain chances with this. So that shows that trough dipping in. Steering currents, which certainly would help steer anything that does develop away if that timing works out. This is why modeling would show that movement. It's also could be foreshadowing for our next best chance of rain if we get some of that moisture moving in. And the retrograding of our high back towards the east, also a help. Now, I also, you watch that, something that develops a little bit closer, a little bit further west, it's going to have less influence from that high. I mean, it's further away from the high, so therefore a little less influence on that, and we're going to be more dependent on a trough kind of helping steer.
Yeah, trying to steer it away. There we go.
All right. Looking ahead.
Local forecast. Yeah, let's give you a look at your Tuesday. Tomorrow's going to be another hot, humid one. You start the morning off, perhaps not as cool as we did many mornings last week, right? We had some early morning lows down in the 60s last week. We're pretty much done with that here for at least another week or so as those dew points and the overall humidity levels continue to increase. So low 70s start you off. Highs tomorrow afternoon, primarily anywhere between about 85 and 90. If you happen to get a little bit more sunshine, you're going to be closer up to 90, very similar to what like Keystone Heights and Gainesville saw today. In contrast to that, you get a little bit more of the coastal cloud cover, some of those coastal showers will try to sneak their way on in throughout the day. That'll help to limit the overall, daytime heating, and your air temperatures might only heat up to 86, 87 tomorrow. So we'll watch for, some isolated showers out there, primarily, again, along the coastal areas through most of the day. I think by the later portions of the afternoon, so pretty much by this time tomorrow and into the evening, I'm thinking more so, anything that had developed is going to start to spread a little bit further westward out towards I-75 to tomorrow afternoon and evening.
Cool.
And then Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we got a weather email from Nancy. Yeah, Nancy. True Blue Crafter, she emails us a good bit. And Nancy asked, is it going to be hot all October? She said, we had that fall-like temperatures, into August, early September. What happened?
Do you remember? We talked about this. We knew it was going to happen.
I mean, if she was streaming right now, I did email back and said, we need a good front, and seasonably we can get those late October, but right now we're kind of in the trend of a little warmer than seasonable. So I know we're still September, but we'll have to just kind of wait and see. At least over the next 10 days, the temperature trend does seem to remain a little bit above normal, and getting back up to those low 90s is not a welcome sight, I know, for anyone, especially after we had those really cool mornings.
Yeah.
I think also just letting people know, too, that it's going to feel like 100 degrees. Like some people not prepared for that after, as you mentioned, the more refreshing air that we had, 92, but feeling like 100 or 101, 102. It's going to be a lot out there in the afternoon when you have all of a sudden gotten used to being able to do some yard work when you get home and it not being absolutely brutal. But we're going to keep our eye on every single front, hoping for that cool down. And so maybe Friday, Saturday into the weekend, but unfortunately it comes with rain chances in time for the weekend too.
I'm worried that I haven't said something to you guys yet.
What?
Happy fall.
Oh,
yeah, I guess that's
Happy
right.
fall. It dawned on me
Happy
at
autumn.
2:19, so we're 2.5 hours into fall. That's the first time I've said it. I didn't actually, at 2:19, I didn't ring in the
We should have
equinox bell.
yelled it out loud in the newsroom.
And now that we're 2 hours in, the sun is on its way to the southern hemisphere.
I don't like shorter days.
Shorter days, yeah. You know what? I just sending my son off to school in the morning on the bike when it's still dark. Now it's darker now. I don't love that. I have to flash his
No.
lights and everything.
What time does he leave?
He's early. It's 7:00.
Oof.
Oh, so
Yeah,
before
middle
sunrise.
school starts early, yes. So it's before sunrise. There is some pre-dawn, but geez. This is an interesting look with the front. We have this trend. Some things you kind of pick up, these fronts that come across. By the time they get to Northeast Florida, they might lose a little bit of their juice. So we're going to have to watch rain chances. We do have them bumped up a bit as we get to Friday and into Saturday. But there's a couple of things by the end of the weekend. And then, of course, Monday, right? So Monday was a big day. We were talking about rain chances then. As we even fast forward more, I mean, our model here showing that close low.
And that's just by Saturday.
Oh,
And
man.
that's Saturday. We get a little tightening pressure gradient happening here, and we're thinking that trough is ultimately going to squeeze and push, but that's why we've got to be watching carefully by the end of this week, Sunday, Saturday and Sunday will be some very important forecasting days when it comes to this.
But I'm glad that shows, too, for anyone going to the Bahamas. Like, I know someone in this newsroom going to the Bahamas on a cruise next week. Anyone with interest still down in the Bahamas or maybe even towards South Florida, if you're going to jump over there towards the Bahamas, keep an eye on this system.
All right, short break. We got another one to take. Toby, let's roll the ones and twos, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back in, Lou.
What?
Lee.
What? Oh, I thought you were about to go into roasting me about my terrible football.
Yeah,
team.
no. I think you should actually tell everyone why you're a fan of the Florida Gators now. Lou Turner hearts the Florida Gators.
I do heart the Florida Gators. Always have been a Gator lover, you know, unless they're playing my Gamecocks. I'm down with the Gators.
He's lying.
If I had to pick my Florida team, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to make Lee really mad, and I'm not going to do that.
He's a big USF kind of guy.
FSU guy.
I knew it would be like, honestly, you can give it to USF. They deserve it. You can't say FSU
I just have a
in my
neighbor
presence.
who really likes him. He's a sweet guy. I love my Gators. But rough picks, and we'll talk about this later in the
Get
week.
the lower thirds.
Lou hearts the Gator. Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Was that a heart?
That was my heart. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe put the thumbs down when you do the heart, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Not like
Mine's been broken too many times.
Oh.
I don't even know how to.
it's like the Grinch.
No, mine has, because I'm the actual Gator fan here. My heart's the one breaking.
That was brutal. But you know, I didn't do well, so I had the Cox. Of course, you did too.
I did,
and that was embarrassing. But you know what? I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. And if they show up on our picks ever again, I'm not picking them. It's not happening. Even Coastal Carolina.
We're now even 8-8, both of us.
Both of us.
We're both
8-8.
batting 500.
Yep. So we do a weekly football pick, as you're probably gathering games. It'll be up on ABC or NBC even. We'll have some of that. So
I think I saw it on you guys like put it on social media.
Yeah. And Ross got the Oklahoma.
I did.
And that quarterback.
I know my Sooner football. What can I say?
I think that's your front runner for Heisman now.
John Mateer.
Mateer is your guy.
Well, I was going to say, it would be interesting about halfway through the season, we pull back what our Heisman picks were.
Yeah.
They're not looking good at all for most of them.
For most of them.
Kate Klubnik looks terrible.
Sellers looks bad.
Yeah, Sellers not great.
He's going to have to do, so.
I guess you might have a chance with Drew Allard.
Drew Allard, yes.
On fire.
I think so.
So hopefully
I think that's my best pick, the Penn State QB. In the meantime, let's throw up the 7-day because I'm going to go do the 5 o'clock broadcast. Lee, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks
Ross,
for having me,
appreciate you hosting yet again. But we have put the Thunder icons in for Friday, Saturday, just because of the front coming, but obviously we're going to be super focused on our tropics. By the time we get a few more days in and we get actual model runs happening, we'll get some tight information.
Yeah.
But we got to be cued in on what's going to be going on Sunday, Monday, even if it's just higher rain chances. So those might be some adjustments we have to make.
Yep. All righty.
All right, guys. Lee,
Take care.
Ross, thank you. We'll see you at 5.
Keeping you safe with your most accurate forecast. So make sure you download that First Coast News app, and also you can stream our newscast on First Coast News FCN Plus, as well as any severe weather or special weather coverage as well. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta, First Coast News, on your side.